space? Like, first of all, let me just ask this question, right? Let me propose this question. What is this space for? What really is the purpose of this space? And I'm talking about this space that we all reside in, this little section of a neighborhood of YouTube that we're in. Is it for the solutions? Is it for the gender war? Some may say, hey, Smitty, it's a little bit of all of it. You know what I'm saying? I can get you on that. But I just really want to know, like, what is the purpose of this space? Yeah, I'm gonna take it from the top. Bump what y'all talking about. Is this the new high school? Is this the new place where people come and it's like waiting to go to the cafeteria and you can sit here, but you can't sit there? Didn't we tell you you can't come to this table? And I make it very clear, at least with myself, right? At least with me. With me, I make it very, very clear. I go sit where I want. I'll go hang out with who I want, right? And I peep the gang squad mentality. Now, the only reason why I'm going to be wanting to push so hard on this topic for a little bit is because I thought we was all talking about solutions on why black people so effed up. I thought that's what we was talking about the whole time. But then here it is. You know, we can't have a lit panel without it having fights. And y'all don't see that as a problem. You don't see it as a problem that we literally look at things that are productive as boring, like productive equals boring to us. I've never gotten out of the mind state of it is so enjoyable to learn. Now I do get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to be having, like, you know, somebody talking like like the eye guy, you know what I'm saying, from the commercial and stuff, right? We know that. All right, so there we go. But like, what is the actual purpose of being here? What is the actual mean? Like, for what reason do you actually come to these spaces? I know why I come here, right? I don't come here to play high school. I graduated that over 20 years ago. So I don't come here to reenact high school. I don't have any bullies I'm trying to get back at because I feel like I wasn't done just. I don't have all of these fantasies of having sex with women I never had a chance to have sex with. I don't have those issues. But I notice that it's an abundance of men who do. And I mainly like to speak to the men, like I said, because I believe more so the sisters should talk to the sisters, but I can give you some good words as a brother to a sister, but I don't really think that's my place. So it's like, why can't we have balance? What's wrong with balance? You know what's crazy? We'll say you're straddling the fence, but at the same time, and in the very next breath, we'll be like, two things can be true at the same time. Well, if we know that, if we know two things can be true at the same time, how do we then not recognize that black people, like us, black Americans, we have so many different areas of life that we have all been raised in. Everybody's experience is not the same. Why do you think is some of us, we don't mind being like, what's good with you, my nigga? Chilling, cooling. And then you got some, right? Then you have others who's like, don't call me the N-word. It might be where they from. It might be what they've experienced. We keep trying to think that all of us, like, one day we're just going to have this one big grand panel where it's an echo chamber. And we already know people can't stand that in the first place. So since we already know we're not always all going to agree, but we can agree to disagree respectfully, then why isn't that the way that we can go about things? I don't have time to be trying to figure out where I belong here. I know where I belong in real life. I didn't come here to find myself. I didn't come here to try to figure out. I didn't come here to try to find myself or figure out who I am. Been known who I am. I've been on what it is, what my purpose is, how I should go about it. Although I revamp my strategies from time to time, because sometimes you try things and it don't work out the way you think it should. So what do? You revamp it, revise it. So that's what I've been doing. But honestly, the way I see most adults on here act is worse than my child. And I'm talking about, she's 17, right? She's a young lady, still my baby though, right? And I'm talking about as far as the big, the snickering behind each other's backs and the going back and forth. Like, the fact is that that's natural. As people, we're going to do that from time to time. We're always going to go back and forth about something. We're always going to disagree about something. I don't always agree with people, but you know what I know how to do? Be respectful in a disagreement. I don't have to call you any kind of names. I ain't got to call you stupid. I don't even have to tell you that's crazy. I may think to myself that's crazy, but I don't have to come out and say that to you. You know what I can do? I can just go ahead and just use my intellect and use my wits towards your wits, and we see how we come out on it. And I don't mean debate wise. Like, can we actually, from after you got finished talking, I got finished talking, you should walk away with something you learned from me, and vice versa. I can walk away and say, I still don't agree, but I damn sure I like that point such and such made about this, and that, so on and so forth. We have a hard time actually just getting along on a basic level, but then y'all want to sit up here and keep talking about a solution. What solution? Is that what this space is supposed to be? You know what? I don't even really know if this space, because when, at first I thought this was a relationship-based space. But not everybody, but it's like either most people are single or the people who are married are up here flirting with the single people. Like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what it is anymore. So I just leave it at that. I wanted to make sure I got those words out because that's very important. But yeah, we need to make sure that we really think about, like, when you come to these spaces, when you come to these panels, when you come to the chat, whatever it may be, when you even just decide to tune in, ask yourself why. Just real quick, you ain't got to have no long dialogue with yourself unless you choose to, but just ask yourself why. Why did I just turn this on? I ask myself that. Sometimes it's like, because I want to hear some bullshit right now. I don't even want to think about too much. I just want to hear something fun. What's wrong with that? But when you make that the focal point, and to the point where if we do have really good civil dialogue, that's boring to you now, because somebody's not getting booted, kicked off the panel, these people aren't cussing each other out, this person ain't calling that person this and that and everything else, right? So I just wanted to go ahead and give my 2 cents on that. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Much respect to the family. Just please remember this, like, seriously, there's a lot that can be done in these spaces. You know how much can be done in these spaces, bro? You know how much we can actually really accomplish? And all people want to do is just keep a gender war and bickering going on. See, the reason why it doesn't bother me, because in real life, I'm actually taking the time to take steps to do the best that I can to make an impact on somebody's life through my story, through what it is I've been through. I know that there's somebody I can impact. I know that there's somebody that I can touch their heart, right? I've seen so many of us here in this space just waste time and money. Time being wasted, money being wasted. How do I know? Because I've wasted time and money. That's how I know. I'm talking to myself before I'm ever talking to you. But with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Much respect to the family. Please have a beautiful day. Travel safe. Sharon, what is our space for? I thought it was about, just real quick, so I can give you my little, I thought it was about relationships, and majority of the people who I would be hearing from are actually in relationships, whether it's the best or not, nah. Then okay, maybe I think in this Fight Club, maybe this is like a beef sector. Sharon, what is the purpose of this particular space? Because what I've seen from Anton and Corey,
I get it now. I understand. Oh, the two with the $2. Great question, Smitty.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
This is Sparta!